Hiring the right LLM for your application is essential. In the future, we'll see more and more LLM for sure. And how are we going to pick the right one for us? You want LLM that is capable, but you want to keep the cost down as well. Chatbot Arena is a way to evaluate LLM's full leaderboard. Chatbot Arena itself, MT Bench, MMLU, technique called LLM as a judge, extensive world knowledge, and problem-solving capabilities. Claude 3 comes on top. It actually wins against GPT-4. I'm going to put my prompt here. You know what? B is really much better. Wow, okay. No surprise there. GPT-4 versus Databricks model. Hiring the right LLM for your application is essential. You want LLM that is capable, but you want to keep the cost down as well. Now that you see there'll be more models releasing every now and then, very, very often. As you can see from this plot, each plot corresponds to a particular LLM, and you can see it's getting more dense as we goes by. So we need a way to compare them, and we need a way to pick them to do the task that we want really well. But before we go into that, this is the website that has a beautiful representation of the LLM by year and by providers as well. So if we focus on OpenAI, we can filter it here. So yeah, since 2020, we know that here, this is a GPT-3. It's originated by that time, but it will be publicly available in 2021, I think. GPT-4 is right here, around the first quarter of 2023. GPT-5 is somewhere in the future. I hope it comes soon. Oh, 3.5 is right here at the beginning of 2023. This is when OpenAI has launched ChatGPT, I think. From Facebook, we have Llama 2, a well-known one from the Meta of Facebook. Llama 3 is somewhere in the future, we don't know yet. Anthropic is known for its Claude model. Yeah, it's a very popular Claude 3 model is right here. And the size, I think it's the number of the parameters of the model, right? And yeah, as you can see, it's getting denser and denser by the time. And oh, here we have Mistral Large from the Mistral camp right here. The y-axis is the size of the model measured in the number of parameters in it. So this website also has an Excel sheet kind of, or Google Sheet format. So the thing is, in the future, we'll see more and more LLM for sure. And how are we going to pick the right one for us? So we need a way to evaluate those large language models. What I'm going to cover is work from LMSYS team. It's actually the LMSYS in collaboration with UC Berkeley Skylab. So Chatbot Arena, it's a way to evaluate. It's actually an evaluation platform that allows any user, human like us, to rate LLMs via pairwise comparison under real-world use cases. And LMSYS also provide open source tools. They call it a fast chat, which include front end for chatting with the LLM and model serving at the back end and other evaluation tools as well. In the Chatbot Arena, if you go to its website, which I'm going to show, they have a full leaderboard in which there are 3 scores or 3 benchmarks. The first one is the Chatbot Arena itself, and the second one is MT Bench, and the third one is MMLU. I'm going to cover, or I'm going to explain what they are. The Chatbot Arena is a benchmark that human rates model A against model B, and when you have a lot of ratings, which models wins or is it a tie, we apply some methods to rank the model itself. So right now, or initially, the team started with ELO rating, but now it's migrating into Bradley-Terry model in the future. The second one is the MT benchmark. It's a technique that actually uses the LLM as a judge, rather than using human to judge against a model A against the model B. Now this technique uses LLM as a judge itself, and it's allow for a scalable approach to evaluate the LLM. And the last one is the MMLU. MMLU stands for Massive Multitask Language Understanding. It's actually a benchmark that is meant for testing the LLM for extensive world knowledge and problem-solving ability. All right, let's start with the MT bench. MT bench, the motivation is, so we need to evaluate the LLM, right? And there are challenges associated with it. Some benchmark measured core knowledge, it requires the LLM to answer a short and specific answer to a prompt or questions, which is usually a zero shot or few shot questions. So it's a closed-end kind of evaluation. But now that LLMs are getting larger, having more capability, it can answer to open-ended questions. So we need a better benchmark or benchmark that can evaluate other capabilities. So in terms of the measurement, a conversational benchmark like Co-QA or MM Dialogue or Open Assistance can evaluate an open-ended questions answering of the LLM. So MT benchmark is another approach or another benchmark proposed by LMSYS and UC Berkeley, so that we can evaluate the LLM in that sense of capability. The technique is that in MT stands for multi-turn. So you are you are questioning the chatbot many turns, and this is getting difficult to evaluate. So they propose a technique called LLM as a judge. Essentially, we are going to use a large language model, very large language model like a GPT-4, to judge the responses of other smaller, hopefully smaller LLMs. There are many ways to do that. In the paper itself, the paper is actually here, this paper, judging LLM as a judge with MT Bench and Chatbot Arena. There are three ways to use LLM as a judge. The first one is pairwise. You are comparing model A against model B. The second approach is single answer grading. So you don't actually compare. You ask the LLM judge to rate a particular model's response by score, right? So eventually you get a single answer from the LLM, and you use the bigger LLM to rate that answer in terms of values, maybe 0 to 1, for example, and that will be the performance of this, the other model. The third one is reference guided grading. Yes. So you will need to provide reference solution, and then you ask the LLM to judge if the response of another LLM is better or is it good with respect to the reference. Now, this technique, using the LLM as a judge, it has advantages in a sense that it's scalable. You are using AI as a judge. You don't need human anymore. Human judge can be expensive, slow, and not scalable. But now if you train an LLM, a very good LLM, to do or to work as a judge, now it's scalable and explainable. However, because we are using LLM as a judge, there are disadvantages from the LLM itself. The first one is position bias. The position bias means some LLMs are going to like the first answer better than the second answer. Now, taking in mind that you are, especially in pairwise comparison, you are comparing the response of model 1 against model B. Some of the models will like the first answer, maybe model 1 more. So this is position bias. Verbosity bias, it means that LLMs tend to like some kind of language or the way a concept is explained better than another type of language, or using other words to explain that language. So this is verbosity bias. The third bias is self-enhancement bias. Basically, the LLMs like its own answer. Let's say that you are using GPT as a judge, but now you are comparing a model A, which is maybe Claude 3, and model B, which is randomly it's GPT-4. So the GPT-4 is going to like GPT-4 answer, right? So that's what a self-enhancement bias is defined in the paper. And the last limitation or disadvantages is that even the best GPT like GPT-4 or Gemini 1.5 Pro or Ultra, it still has limited capability in math and reasoning. So these are basically these are the limitations of the LLM to judge other LLM, because even that, as a judge, it doesn't have a true knowledge or ground truth to work with. All right, so here is the MT benchmark that you can browse an example of the prompt. So let's see. Okay, we are going to a pairwise comparison. Okay, let me actually increase the size. Okay, pairwise comparisons. We have different tasks. Let's say we are looking at the math task, and this is one of the tests. In this test, this is it's about vertices of a triangle. So the user asks, the vertices of a triangle are at points 0, 0, -1, and 3, 3. What is the area of the triangle? And right now in this format, we are comparing Llama 2 70 billion parameters chat with GPT 3.5 Turbo. So each of these models will answer to the user queries, and we'll ask a follow-up question to both of them and see how they are going to respond. I'm not going to go through how these models answer to the prompts. I'm just showing you the setup of this is what the context looked like when we give it to the judging LLM. So yeah, we start with a user query. We have two models responses, and we ask follow-up questions, and then we get the response from the two models as well. And this is a reference solution. We provide a reference, the right answer to the LLM, the judge LLM, so it knows how to rank the model. So yeah, this is the template of a pairwise comparison that the judging LLM will see. The judging LLM will have an instructions of how it should be, or the system prompt. It should act as an impartial judge to evaluate the quality of the responses, blah blah blah. This is how the prompt looks like. The user questions, the original question is inserted here, and you have model A's or assistance A's answer right here, model B's assistance answer right there. You can also modify this to have a follow-up questions as well. From the paper, this is the how it looks like. It's similar to what I showed you in the browser. So this is the questions. You have model A response and model B's response. You have follow-up questions. This is probably crafted by a human. Then from the follow-up questions, you have the answer from the model A, and you have the answer from the model B. And after giving this to the LLM as a judge, in this case it's a GPT-4. GPT-4 will analyze that, okay, assistant A provide incorrect response, It's repetitive and lacks clarity in its example. And on the other hand, model B provided relevant and accurate response. It says that the examples are clear. So it concludes that assistance B is more helpful, relevant, and detailed. Yeah, so this is a technique, MT bench. Basically, it uses LLM as a judge. Oops. Alright, so just to remind you, in this Chatbot Arena, in the full dashboard, there are three things: Chatbot Arena, MT Bench, and MMLU Benchmark. Now, we just talked about MT Bench. We are going to go into MMLU, and the last one, we are going to play with the Chatbot Arena itself. So, what is MMLU? MMLU comes from this work: Measuring Massive Multitask Language Understanding. MMLU actually stands for Massive Multitask Language Understanding itself. In this, it's actually a benchmark of a lot of questions and answers. In this paper, it says it has covered 57 tasks, but to clarify, this is actually subjects. There are 57 subjects in this benchmark, starting with like abstract algebra, astronomy, biology, different levels of biology like college biology and high school biology, even management, marketing, philosophy, history, foreign U.S. foreign policies. So these are 57 subjects that the LLM will be tested upon if you are using the MMLU benchmark. So when they say MMLU task, they actually means knowledge in these subjects. So if the model have good MMLU score, it means that they excel at these subjects like philosophy or nutrition or whatever. So yeah, these are what actually the MMLU benchmark tested: extensive world knowledge and some kind of problem solving capabilities, because the MMLU will be tested against physics, philosophy, so they need to actually know or capable of doing some problem solving. This is what the test looks like. It has this one is from microeconomics. This is the questions. The model will see the questions and multiple choices, and it needs to pick the right one. Here, one of the reasons that the government discourages and regulates monopolies is that ... A. Producer surplus is lost and consumer surplus is gained, and so on. And the right answer is consumer surplus is lost with higher prices and lower levels of output. So when the model reads through this choices or options, it's starting with picking the wrong answer. But then when we train the model well enough, or the model knows enough from other sources like Wikipedia, it should be able to pick the right choice, number D, for example. So yeah, and this is what the MMLU looks like. So make sure that when you heard about MMLU tasks, it actually means answering this type of questions from 57 subjects: economics, mathematics, physics, history, philosophy, for example. You can go to this paper with code website. Actually, let's just go there right now. So yeah, this is paper with code website. It has codes, papers, research papers, and in this case, it has MMLU benchmark or leaderboard as well. On the x-axis, you see the years, right? And the blue dot and solid lines actually are the best in class at that particular point in time. So right now, the best model that can actually solve the MMLU benchmark is the Gemini Ultra. 1.76 trillion parameters, guys, is really, really huge. right here, Gemini Ultra, it beats Claude 3 by about 2 points. But what's the size of the Claude 3 Opus? Can I see? Okay. Oh, right here. Well, I actually don't know, but I think this is my guess. Claude 3 size is not as big as the Gemini Ultra. 1.76 trillion, guys. This is huge. Anyway, so that's the winner. But look at that. Gemini and GPT-4, the difference is 4 points. Is that significant? I don't know. It depends on your application, right? If your application needs to do really well at these one of these topics, maybe that's the right model for you. Especially if you want to excel, if you want the model to actually do really well across all these subjects, then you can use a Gemini Ultra, right? As maybe this is a guess, if you are building a tutorial chatbot for high school students, this is a good benchmark that you need to evaluate your models against. Okay, now this is a fun one. We are going to cover the last thing on the full dashboard. So this is a Chatbot Arena Leaderboard that you can actually access for free. It's hosted on Hugging Face. You can go on Hugging Face and go to LMSYS, and then you can come to this dashboard like a Chatbot Arena. There are 2 tabs here: the arena itself, in which the model is going to be ranked by humans, and then the final ranking will be done by ELO framework or rating framework. So right now with the Chatbot Arena ELO framework, Claude 3 comes on top. It actually wins against GPT-4, which is very interesting to me. And yeah, seems like it's doing really well. And Claude 3 even beats Gemini Pro. But you can also see that there are how many votes are there. So this is about, so this says that, okay, we have about 37,000 human, 70,000 chat comparisons that Claude 3 has received, so that it gets to this point. The more the better, right? The more votes mean the more engagement. It's going to come to a maybe like universal consensus better. If the vote is like maybe less than 100, I don't think it's reliable. But now we are seeing quite a lot of votes, so it should be reliable. So yeah, you can see all other models here from OpenAI, from Google. Mistral is here. Mistral Large is at number 8 for this chatbot. If you come to a full chatbot, you have links to MT Bench that I just showed you, and MMLU Benchmark as well. And again, in the full dashboard, each model will have the Arena ELO, MT Bench, and MMLU scores. Not all the models have all of these ratings. Some of them do, like a GPT-4, for example. You have the MMLU. The Gemini Ultra is not here because it's not tested. I think it's not tested with the Chatbot Arena. All right, let's get to the Chatbot Arena. You can click this link, and it will actually pop up right here. Let me just refresh this so that it's more live. Okay, it's not good. Okay, let's just close it here then. Click this one. Loading. Agreed. Okay, this is the arena. It has a battle sign, right? Crossing swords. So it's going to compare or have model A pit against model B. So you can do it right now. The model is randomly chosen. You don't see it, and you should not try to reveal it. Otherwise, this chat or this board will be cancelled, right? So yeah, ask any questions to anonymous model. Continue chatting until you identify your winner. If the model identity is revealed by any means during the conversation, it's going to be cancelled. This one is not counted. Okay, let's do something. So I have some prompts that I'm interested to see how the models responds. So I'm going to ask it like, if it's acting like an advisor in AI career, how would you recommend someone who is not currently in the AI field to prepare to enter the AI job, right? So here it is. I'm going to put my prompt here. I don't know what models A is actually, and I don't know what model B is. Okay, too many text. Wow, it's a long read for me. Here it is. Okay, I'm focusing on model A answers right now. Absolutely, I would be happy to provide some guidance on preparing for an AI-related job, education, get a strong foundation in math, computer science, essential like linear algebra, calculus, probability programming, Python. It's actually pretty good. A master degree in related fields like computer science should be enough. This is good. Now, do I have anything related to education for model B? It only says get a strong foundation in mathematics programming. It's mathematics, so it's okay, mathematics programming like here. Back to model A. Number 2 is learn about AI and machine engineering from okay, Coursera, edX, good. What about this? Take online courses, same thing, but it actually specified or narrowed down the topic for me, Introduction to AI or Machine Learning by Andrew Ng. It even specified a legendary in this field. Do I have anything here? No. Okay. Third one, gain practical experience. It actually asked me to participate in AI learning projects, coursework, internship. Do we have anything here? Consider the no. Here actually yes. Participate in competition and projects. Kaggle. Yeah, good name. More specific to the point. Okay. Fourth, stay updated. Rapidly going field. How? Keep learning about new developments, tools, and technique. Is there anything similar here? Read research paper and blogs. It's actually pretty useful here. Read resources like or papers from OpenAI and DeepMind. Join the AI community. This is good. Mention LinkedIn community. Okay, you know what? For now, I like Model B more because it provides me with more specific terms like Andrew Ng, Coursera, Kaggle, OpenAI, DeepMind. So I actually know where to look at rather than a very vague thing from Model B. Okay, now I am going to ask it to create a descriptive and actionable career development plan. Is it here? Okay. How does it look like? Okay. So from the look of it, I think I like Model B better still. It could be because this follow-up answer is related to the first answer that it gave me, right? Because this is a chat. It involves conversation. So I'm trying to be impartial here. Okay, Model A says, assess current skill set and knowledge. nothing specific there. Set a clear goal. Well, ask me to get SMART goal, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. That's good technique. Create a learning plan based on your assessment and goals. Create a learning plan. Should include theoretical knowledge and practical experience. Very generic. Build a strong foundation. Foundation in mathematics. Okay. Learn about AI and machine learning. Gain practical experience. Stay updated. Very, very generic and vague. Special. Okay. That's it. Now move to model B. Oh wow, look at that. Step 1, develop fundamental foundation skills. 1 to 6 months. Complete online courses. Programming Python. Oh wow, ask me for commitment too. 10 hours a week. Very helpful. Step 2, build AI related knowledge. By Andrew Ng. Specialized course. Okay. This is okay. Gain practical experience. Participate in Kaggle. At least 2 personal projects. Wow, number. Very specific, right? Even more specific than this. Alright, stay current and network. Read paper. Join AI community. Okay, this is good. Pursue higher education. Apply for master and blah blah blah. Apply for AI related jobs. So 2 months. 2 months. Did they ask for 2 months? Sorry, not 2 months. 2 years. Goal. Give me a goal that I can achieve in 2 years. You know what? B is really much better. Alright. Wow. Okay. No surprise there. GPT-4 versus Databricks model. Here, this is how it works, guys. You can come to the chat arena. You can give it some task. Actually, you are testing it on an open-ended questions, and then you evaluate the model and you submit it. Now, this will be one of the votes, and in this case, this is going to be one of the votes towards GPT-4 versus Model A. Aside from this battle, you can actually, similar to what we have done before, but you know the identity of the model. You can come to this page. You can see the model side by side, but there's no fun in that. I'm going to skip it. You can also directly chat with the model right here, right? Well, this is for free. You can have a chat. So Claude 3 is known for being safe, not going to yell at you, as I have shown before. Let me just play with it. Screw you. Say to my face. Would it do that? Should not. See, this is a typical Claude 3. For example, can't do anything. Cannot do anything insulting to anyone. Let me try something else. Grok is not here. Let's try extra large. Same prompt. Oh, command you. I forgot to do that. Ooh. Okay. Moderation. Your input violates our consent moderation guidelines. Sure, fair enough. Anyway, so you can directly chat with the model in LMSYS chat arena. Also, it has vision models as well, but I'm not going to go into that at the moment. Okay, I want to show you a few things. At the bottom, they are actually having statistics that you can compare Model A against Model B. So this is a fraction how much the Model A wins for all non-ties of A versus B battle. the way to read it is that if I want to see GPT-4 against Claude 3, I can pick GPT-4 on the y-axis. It's right here, and I need to look for Claude 3 on the on the row. So this is where it is. This is GPT-4 against Claude 3. So this is a win, right? GPT-4 wins by about 49% of the time compared to Claude 3. So actually Claude 3 wins just for a little bit. This figure is a fraction of wins, but you need to also look to how many votes or how many counts that these models fight against, right? Which is in this plot over here. It's too small for you, isn't it? Can I zoom? Let's see. Zoom in. Okay. All right. So, okay, the way to read it is here. Oh, okay, I can win. So I can zoom. Actually, so this GPT-4 is pit against Mistral Medium, and there are 781 votes, right? So this is number of the competition or the comparison it receives. The more, the better, as I mentioned. How do I do that? Okay. Damn it. Oops. So let me try to zoom in. Reset this right here. So yeah, if you see the not many votes like here, so can I focus? Oh, I can actually zoom in here. Oh, auto scales. In this case, right here, Mistral Large against Claude 2. It's only 17 votes. I'm not going to trust the win rate in this plot because there's too few votes to rely upon. That's how you read it. So if you're comparing two models, mostly you are going to look into very famous model, very good quality like GPT-4, Claude 3, Gemini Pro, and so on. You can come to this plot and see how much which model A wins against model B. But don't forget to check the votes, right, as well. At the bottom, they also have ratings or scores, right? And you can actually, this is very interesting, you can see performance classes. Top A classes are Claude 3, GPT-4, and another GPT-4 as well. Gemini Ultra is not in here because I think this platform doesn't have access to Gemini Ultra just yet, so it's not in there. But if it's there, I think it should be somewhere here. And you have the second tier models like Bard or Gemini Pro, Claude, Sonnet, GPT, another GPT-4 right here. Even Haiku, Cloud 3 Haiku is there. Mistral Large is in the second tier model. So yeah, so this is the Chatbot Arena presented by LMSYS. Thank you very much for watching our video. If you like it, leave a comment. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Case Done by AI, and see you at our next video.